Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926, also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I have got Heather Barkley Kilpatrick. Did I say it right today?
You did.
I did. She is in the studio here with me, and she's going to be doing this show with me today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. What do? We bring you all things mortgage and real estate, everything, all the education you could need. It is an interactive show. We want you to tell us that you're here. We want you to ask us your question. Go ahead and type those right into the feed. If you'd like to call the office and ask your question by phone, you are more than welcome to do that. They'll transfer you right here into the studio. We'll take that call. We'll hear your question, and we will answer it for you. So that way, when you're listening on over the weekend by radio on either Saturday or Sunday, you'll actually hear your voice. So how do you get interactive with us? How do you do it? You got to text us. Text the word mom to 844 we lend for you. That's WELEND and the number 4. So it's 844-935-3634. Same exact phone number to get a phone appointment with us, call the office, ask us a question. It's always that phone number for everything. You call that number if you want to get your voice on radio and you want to ask a question during the show. So once again, how do you know that we're live? You're going to get a text message once a week. It's 844-935-3634. And you do have to text the word mom to that number. So that is how you are going to get opted in and make sure that you're getting your link to tune in every week. So this is our Catching Up with Mom.
Okay.
I was wrong. Last week on the show, I actually said that it was our first week in San Antonio, Savannah, and Lake Havasu.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. It's this weekend.
Oh, just preemptive.
Yes. So I was a week off. So sorry about that. But hey there to all of our new markets, San Antonio. We love you guys. Georgia, Savannah, and Lake Havasu. We are there all the time, all summer long. And we just had to make sure that we were making a stink on your radio waves over there. Las Vegas, thank you so much for listening. Washington, Seattle, thank you for being part of it. And Go Country 105, our Los Angeles listeners, you guys have been our biggest fans for the longest time, and we really, really appreciate it. So we just want to give a shout out to all of our markets that we're in. Again, how do you guys take part in the show? We are live every single Wednesday. 1 o'clock seems to be our famous time. It kind of, not famous, but it kind of seems to be the time that works the best. We've tried 12, we've tried 2, we did 5 o'clock PM for many, many years. And that 1 o'clock time just truly seems to be our best fit. It seems to be the easiest with our day. Mm-hmm. So we are typically recording at 1 o'clock PM on Wednesdays, that's Pacific time. And in order to be part of it, you guys have to check out the YouTube. You've got to watch us by YouTube, put your comment in the feed and, interact in that way. Or again, call the office and you'll get transferred into the studio. But you guys can interact and you can call and you can ask questions, even though you're listening by radio. This is something that we just recorded a couple of days prior. So just want to make sure you guys know that. But this is our Catching Up with Mom time. Okay. So what have you been up to? How's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. My weekend was great. I was with you this weekend.
You were?
And we had a really good time.
We did.
I don't know how much we want to talk about that.
No, not too much.
No, just
let's just say that it was the very first time I've had anything at all, like any alcohol at all in about 7 months. So my tolerance isn't quite there, but it was a very good time. I had a blast.
Amazing time. Yeah.
Yes.
We were fortunate. So
yes.
Absolutely. No, just hanging in there. Just kids are back in school, getting that down, just working and Having fun.
Yeah.
And you?
Oh, same.
Yeah.
You know, just same thing. It's been kind of, I talked about how we need to move. We need to get a bigger house.
Yes.
Manny's constantly throwing things into the feed. Why is it so hard to find a house right now? And that was all of last week's, show is, should you buy right now? Should you wait? And to be honest with you, I'm right in the middle of trying to do that myself, get my house sold, buy another property. And, it's so we're, packing up on the weekend and we're leaving and we're going away and staying out so that it's easy for the realtors to bring people through and show the house. And
I think it's a misconception. I think people think because we're in the business that it's really easy for us to sell a home and find a home. They don't understand that we are going through exactly the same thing that they are going through, whether they're buying, whether they're selling. As a seller, you have to pack your house up, you take everybody out, you're making sure everything's spotless and off the countertops. You're like, how many people are going through? Okay, is that enough? Do I need more? It's like that stressful, is this going well? And you don't know if it is or not. And then on the buying part of it, there's nothing out there for you to buy. So what happens if you do sell your house and you want to buy something? Where are you going to go? And your experience that we experience it the same exact way as everybody else does.
Yes, we do. There is nothing that is easier about it. There is nothing that is more special for us in order to do it. We don't get a special deal. We don't get a better price. We don't sell our house for more. We don't get the house that we're buying for less. It really is. So I think that that's actually a really good topic for us to hit today, because I think that there are a lot of people that are in the same position. We've talked about it for, really the last year and a half or so, just kind of the struggles of trying to buy a home right now and the multiple offers. But I think that it's good for us to touch on that, getting your house sold. What are some tips and advice we can give you to make it so that it is show ready, especially for people walking through the house? What is it like trying to find a property? What about the overbidding? Once you do get an offer accepted. I've experienced numerous times.
Yes.
Once you get an offer accepted, then what happens? What's next? So we do have all of our home buyer workshops right here on YouTube. So if you go to our playlist, you'll see Home Buyer Workshop 2021, and we've got all kinds of information in there about what's escrow, what's next, what do you do? You're in escrow, now what? But we're going to talk a little bit more detailed on that, deposits, how much you should be putting in your contract. So I think it's a good idea for us to actually roll into that. I think it's good. Let's go ahead. Number one is, if you're listening, you want to be part of this, you want to ask your questions, please put it into the feed, and please stop us right in the middle of something. We're happy to read that question, and we're happy to comment and give you that answer that you're looking for. We're going to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we're just gonna jump into it.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right. Well, welcome back, and thank you so much. What's funny is that, okay, so if you're listening by radio over the weekend, you guys can't see the actual YouTube. You can't see us. You can't see the commercials that we're playing. And they're quick 10-second commercials, but they're so cute.
Yes.
Mikey really just does do a fantastic job in getting those put together. But, that it's as easy as swimming. That's why you should call us. I mean, it's just so cute. So if you guys are watching by radio, you got to take it all in by going to the YouTube page. If you search Mortgage Mom Radio, especially if we're in an area that's never heard us before, you guys don't know who we are, go to YouTube, put in Mortgage Mom Radio. You guys are going to see literally every episode that we have done for well over a year. We do them live every single week on Wednesday. We have been on the radio for over 4 years now, and we've got a podcast that goes back probably about 3 years. So we have got all of the education and information and historical events, because as the show goes on and because it is live, we're actually talking about what is happening right here now at this point in time. So the podcast is really cool if you guys like to listen by podcast. If you like to watch YouTube, you can actually see us do it. You can see us stumble on our words. It doesn't get edited. It doesn't get fixed. What you see is what you get for the weekend on radio. But sometimes we don't finish the show right at the hour marker, and we keep going. So you've got some Mortgage Mom Radio after dark. So good times, fun times. But yes, if you guys want to check us out, you've never heard of us before, go to Mortgage Mom Radio on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are watching, please give us a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm for us. It makes us kind of get up there in that, search engine of people trying to find or look for something that is in the mortgage or real estate field for the education. So we really want to get that out there. It's free, and we're trying to make sure that we make everybody's experience just a little bit easier when they are going to either purchase a home or try to refinance, do some sort of, real estate transaction of some sort. So again, checks out Mortgage Mom Radio on YouTube, and let's get into it. So before we took that quick break, we were talking about me. I'm trying to sell my house. I'm trying to buy another one. I'm going through all the fun stuff that every buyer is going through. Let's start with getting the house ready.
Okay.
For people to come through it, right?
Yeah, staging it, preparing it. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So what I have found is, and again, it's not any easier being in the business.
No.
You second guess everything that you know. You feel like, even though you can tell other people what to do, you don't ever feel like you can tell yourself what to do, right? Feel like you're making the big mistakes. So for me, number one is, we actually keep our home very, very clean. I've got a pretty high OCD issue. So our house is pretty clean all the time. However, it was amazing how much decluttering that we had to do, even with as put together as we keep it.
Yeah.
Even though I thought that the toaster on the countertop looked cute, and the mixer on the countertop looked cute, and the coffee maker and the little round thing with all your little coffee pods in it all looked cute.
Spice racks.
Yeah, the spice racks. Yeah,
bread makers.
Exactly. It really wasn't cute. We had to pull it all off for the pictures and for the video tour.
The problem is that you want to think about when you walk into a home to look at it, you need to be able to picture yourself in that home. And so when you go into somebody's home and they've got coffee makers or espresso makers and bread makers on there, that's their stuff and their home. You got to think about, like, when you walk into a model home, that stuff isn't there. And that's realistically what your kitchen should look like. Spotless. Show them how much counter space you have, especially if you don't have a lot of counter space. Get it all off. I've had clients in the past stuff things in microwaves, in ovens, in pantries, because somebody's wanted to show it at the last minute. And you will get those calls. Hey, we're in the neighborhood. Can we show in 20 minutes? So like what you did, where you just took it, just clean it all off. And then if you need the coffee maker, bring it up, put it away. It's difficult for some people to do, but it really, really makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. So we've got Diane Sears. She says, hi, hope you all are doing well. Thank you, Diane, so much for tuning in. Appreciate it that you put your comment in the feed. And again, anybody else that is listening to the show right now, if you guys have questions, please ask them. If you're watching, give us a thumbs up, say hi, let us know that you're there. We can see people there. We just don't know who it is. So please, say something to us. We want to hear from you. And especially if you guys have questions or you want feedback or you want advice about anything that we're talking about, please feel free to ask. That's why we're doing this. That's what we're here for. So the cleaning up and the decluttering, that was, obviously something that it took us about, I'd say, a weekend, right?
That's about right.
And, then I've got 2 dogs. One is giant. She's
sheds a
giant and she sheds.
Yeah.
And I've got another one that's little and she gets nervous and she pees.
Yes.
She's a Cocker Spaniel. So we made sure that we cleaned up. We made all the beds. We cleaned, the shower, got everything off the countertops in the kitchen, and then got the dogs, got the kids, because kids, again, right? Like they make their bed and then the next day it's a horrific mess. So we made sure that we got everything, put away, put together, and we left.
Yeah.
We literally left for the weekend and went away. That way we didn't have to worry. I mean, you're thinking about dogs even, it's like people want to walk through your yard. They want to walk through your grass. You don't want them stepping in number 2. So,
and dragging it back through your house.
Yes, exactly. So that it would probably took us a weekend, right? To get it all really put together. And then we put the house on the market and we left on Thursday and said, just text the agent and go.
Right.
And you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just go.
Which, as a realtor, is so nice that I don't have to make an appointment with 24 hours. I understand. And that goes back to staging. You guys are staged so that when somebody does come, it's really fast. Because sometimes you can lose that buyer in that 24 hours because they can't get in to see your house, but they can get into 3 others. And they feel that I need to buy because there's nothing on the market. So you could lose that buyer.
Love it.
So really important.
I love it. All right. So Jeff gets on. He says, hi, girls. Uncle Jeff, Debbie, I'm watching. Thank you, Uncle Jeff. I used to call him Uncle Fuffery when he was little. Because it was Jeffrey always, so it was Fuffery, yeah, Uncle Fuffery. Thank you so much, Uncle Fuffery. We've got Carrie on. She says, hi, I'm here. Hi, ladies. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for watching. And if you've got any questions, Carrie, because you're going to be looking for a house soon, you make sure you ask us. We're going to get into that piece of it after we talk about selling your house and then finding another one. When we get into the purchase side, then ask us some questions, Carrie. And then we've got Christopher gets on. He says, hi, ladies. Look forward to hearing your advice and knowledge today. Christopher, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, please ask. Again, this is an interactive show. The more questions that we get, the better. It really, truly helps make it a great show. If you're thinking the question, somebody else is too. And that's all we're trying to do is we're trying to educate and help. So please don't hold back. That's what the feed is for. Ask the questions. We've got Red Muffs gets on, says, hello, ladies. Drew, you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And we've got Heidi says, hi, all. Miss you all. And Heidi, we miss you too. Guess what? You'll be back next week. So for everybody missing a little piece of Heidi, she'll be back next week. We're just giving her a little minute off. She gets a couple weeks in a row to not have to do this. I mean, I did already twist her arm and make her do this, so it's not something that is her fun time. So poor Heather's got to deal with me.
I'll deal with it.
Poor Heather's got to do it. All right. So again, if you guys have questions, please put it into the feed. If you want to know when we go live every week, you have to text us. Text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. Text the word MOM. That is the same phone number that you call to book an appointment. Call our office. Same number if you want to talk to us here in the studio. You want to get your voice on air. So if you guys are listening on Saturday or Sunday, if you call during the show, you guys can get your air on the show and then or get your voice on air for the show. And you guys will be able to hear yourself then on your favorite radio station that same weekend. So we record on Wednesdays. Then we're on radio Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you guys text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. You guys can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on that notification bell because it will let you know when we go live. So you guys can do that as well. If you guys are watching right now and you guys like this, please help us help the algorithm. Give us a thumbs up on the channel. Make it so that when people are educating or they're searching for education on real estate or mortgage, that we are coming up in their feed. It is free advice, and we're trying to get that out to everybody. Everybody listening, if you guys want to talk to somebody, you can go to our website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, and you can click right on the appointment button. Book an appointment that works for you. It is a free consultation. We want to make sure that you know that. We are not here to force you to do anything. We are not pushy people that are going to push you into trying to do something you're not ready for. We are here to try to give you the education that you need, push you in the right direction, and get things moving forward to get you to the goal, the end goal of refinancing, fixing your credit, buying that first home, selling your property, all things real estate and mortgage. We are here to help with the education. So again, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button, and schedule a time that works for you. If there is not a time that works for you, send me an email. Click the contact us button. Send me a message right through the website. Let me know what's a good time for you, day and time. As long as it's not something crazy like 2 a.m, I have got somebody that will be willing to help you and to get on the phone with you, so we'll get it booked. So please, please, please do that. If you're afraid to put your question into the feed because everybody can see your name and you don't want to ask the question there, you're embarrassed, send me an email, questions@mortgagemomradio.com. I will answer that for you offline. Nobody will know who you are, totally anonymous. Or book that appointment to talk to somebody. So Uncle Fuffery gets back on. He says that was supposed to be Uncle Jeff, not juggled. We got it. I actually read that comment very well. Thank you, Uncle Jeff. All right, so here we go. So let's get back at it. So I've staged the house. I left because it's way easier, and I don't have to, be on top of my kids to make their bed, put their shoes away, fold their clothes, put them in their drawers, clean the bathroom, right? I've got boys. Yeah. Teenage.
We all have boys in here, I think.
Teenage boys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mortgage Mom Radio is an all-boy.
I think Cindy's the only one who has a daughter.
Yes.
Larry have a daughter?
Larry has a daughter. Yeah. Yes. There's only a few. You know what, Tim? I think Tim has a daughter.
Does Tim have a daughter?
I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Carrie's
but yeah. Anyway, we're a big boy family over here.
So you're cleaning the bathroom after every use, basically.
Exactly. So you don't want to do that. So for me, what it was easier was to just pack up and leave and go somewhere else and leave it so that they could show it freely, which really is going to help to get more people through. It's going to help the realtor, like you mentioned, to be able to get in faster, not have to make, an appointment for 24 hours out. And then obviously we went back home on Sunday night, and now we're going to do it all over again. This Thursday, this weekend, we've got some offers on the house already. Yeah. So maybe we don't have to, but maybe we do, and it's already Wednesday and tomorrow's Thursday. So quite honestly, I don't think that if we don't have an offer accepted by tonight, we're probably leaving again tomorrow. But it's definitely, I think it's made my life easier. It made me breathe a little bit easier. You get it all cleaned up, get it all ready to go, and then you leave and don't have to worry about it. So that it would be my biggest advice to somebody thinking about selling right now. Listen to your real estate agent. If they tell you to take the stuff off of the countertops, do it. I actually got my feelings hurt because I decorated my bathroom to look really pretty. Yeah. And then the realtor came in and said, Debbie, what are you doing? And pulled all my towels off because you just want it clean. She's like, you don't want it busy. Nope. You don't want their eyes going to the wrong place. So you know what? Listen to your realtor. I mean, obviously I understood what she was saying, but I was like, oh my, I just spent all day getting that bathroom right.
The other thing that really hurts people's feelings is please take your photos down. Yeah. Some people have just especially like with mixed tiles and stuff, gorgeous photos, and they're all over, or they're on like, if they have an upstairs, the linen closet or cabinet, and it's like they're beautiful, but nobody else is going to be able to picture their family in this home if it's your home. So remember, it's not your home anymore. You want to sell it. So you need to take all that personalization or most of it down. It's okay to leave a photo here or a photo there. Like yours is done very nicely, but there are some where they're all over the mantle, all over the counters, and it just takes away from that space, and it draws their eye to that space, and they might miss something that you've done as an upgrade because they're looking at the photos.
Right. No, it's great advice. Yeah. I love that. And
we hurt people's
I'm less is more, so I actually like my walls are bare. Manny actually looked at the listing and said, Mom, we look like the most boring family ever. And I said, yes, but I never decided what I wanted to put on the wall. And I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to put something up, put a hole in the paint to figure out what I want. And then I'm going to move it. Then I got to patch it. I'm just going to wait. Right. Yes. Yeah. And so it's actually worked out to be a benefit for me because it's all clean and there's no holes or whatever. But yes, I mean, our listing looks like we're the most boring people in the world, but it helps people to imagine their things in that space.
You need them to be in your house thinking, I could live here. I want to live here. This is a warm place that I can do this and I can do that. And if your stuff is there, they're not going to say, I can. They're going to be like, oh, they did a really nice job with this. And it's yours. You don't want it to be yours. You want it to be theirs.
Right. Absolutely. So, that's been my experience so far. Next week, hopefully I'm going to get on the show and I'm going to say, we sold the house. We're in escrow. So I'll let everybody know how that goes. Yeah. Definitely 100%. And if you guys are listening to the show and you're thinking, well, should we be selling? Should we be buying? Should we be holding off right now? That is one of the biggest questions that we get almost every single week during the show. Yeah. And we did an entire episode on that just last week. It was an awesome show. There was me, there was Heather, we had Larry, our mortgage dad, we had Cindy, and the four of us did it together, talking all about our experiences, what we see coming down the road, the interest rate hikes that are absolutely on their way. It was a fantastic show. So remember, you guys can go right back to YouTube and watch that show again, go to podcast, listen to that show again. If you go to mortgagemomradio.com and you go to our podcast, every episode is there. YouTube, every episode is there. But it was very educational and informational, and it's a question that we get every single week. So again, that is it's the Mortgage Mom Radio opinion as far as whether you should, whether you shouldn't, and what we feel is coming down the pipe and what to expect as far as home values go. But I do want to make sure that everybody knows that episode is there, because again, we have been in the business. I have over 25 years. You have over 25 years. We don't even want to tell you how close we are to approaching the 30-year mark.
I'm closer than you.
Yes, you are. Not much.
Not by much.
But we've got a lot of experience. We've seen a lot of things happen. We've been through earthquakes where property values dropped like crazy. We've been through the downturn of 07, 08. We've been through the uptick again. Yeah. We have literally been through it, and we're seeing things that, people are asking us, what do you think? So again, these are all of our opinions. We don't want you making, decisions based on our opinions, but they are professional opinions, and we've been through it, and we're giving you the information that we see coming, what we believe is going to happen, and what we do personally know, what is going on. The Fed is tapering rates. We are going to see, price increases, sometime next year and the following years. And so it was a great show. Go back, listen to it, watch it. Again, if you have questions and you want to be able to follow us through all of these shows, it's great information. Just make sure you guys get that link once a week to click on it and watch the show. And the best way to do that is to text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's WELEND and the number 4. So 844, we lend for you. So let's take a really quick break. And when we do get back, I want to start talking about being the home seller that's now going to go out and try to find a house to buy.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back. All right. Well,
I love that.
Did you love it? Welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. Again, I'm Debbie Marcoux. This is Heather Barkley Kilpatrick.
Hello. Yep.
Heather. Yes.
Heather
I did
Barkley
it right.
Kilpatrick.
I always want to go the other way, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
I mean, I know that you're Heather Barkley. You've been Heather Barkley since I've been forever,
30 years,
yes.
plus years.
Yes. But I always want to put the Kilpatrick in front, and I don't know why. It's kind of crazy. So welcome back. You guys, you're missing it. We've got these little itty bitty tiny commercials that go. I thought the pumpkins were just super cute, right?
I'm so excited for Halloween.
You've got to thank Mikey for all of these little commercials. He does such a great job. I made him come in yesterday, and he's like, what do I need to do? I'm like, commercials. Mom, more? We got to change them every show. They can't be the same. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was a super cute one. We can play that one now through Halloween, right?
And then we got Thanksgiving. And
but I love the little face masks on the pumpkins.
Yes.
Oh my God, so cute. Again, if you guys are listening,
see it on YouTube.
You've got to see it on YouTube. If you guys are listening by radio, you got to subscribe to the channel. Go to Mortgage Mom Radio. You got to watch the shows to actually see the commercials. Are really cute. So anyway, so let's get at it. So let's just pretend next week I'm coming in. My house is in escrow.
Sure.
Okay. So let me just tell you about my home buying experience so far.
Oh, wait, before you go, I just want to say, as a seller, you don't have to leave for the weekend, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh gosh, I can't leave for the weekend. I can't sell my home. It doesn't even have to be that drastic. It's really just as long as your home is clean and you make it accessible within a relatively, good amount of time, then you should be fine. If you can take a day during the weekend, a Saturday or a Sunday, and maybe go for 4 hours, you want to go to the mall, you want to go to the beach, you want to go to the lake, wherever it is that you want to go, or go visit some friends or family, let your agent know, and they will book. All showings have to be between, this time and this time, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Makes it so much easier for us as agents to be able to get the clients in the home to show. It also is less stress on you. So don't feel like you have to go away for a weekend, because you don't.
No, honestly, and you don't have to, right?
No.
I'm in a little bit different situation. I've got a special needs kid at home. He's, we're picking up toys. We're doing diapers still. He's 5.5. It's like having a 2-year-old in a 6-year-old's body. He's also very big. He's very strong. He's very fast. We pick everything up, and within 2 seconds, I turn around and it's all over the floor again.
Yeah.
And then I've got the teenager that's 16 and 16. And boy, okay, that's all I got to say. Then I got one that's 20 that's never going to leave, but, basically call him a teenager. And then we've got the dogs and the 150 pounder, right? She's huge.
Yeah.
So we just have a lot going on that for me, it was easier. I'm going to clean it up once, put it all together, and we're going to all get out. I've got the pleasure of a motorhome We could go to
Yes.
the motorhome, like literally the RV park that's
Down the
just down the
street.
street, and we can
Yeah.
just stay there and do
Yeah.
like a little camping away from home weekend.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate in that I was able to do that. But absolutely, the real estate agents can put in the MLS,
Yes.
open to show, text, then go.
Yes.
1 to 4.
And if
know.
you have animals, we will coordinate with you on how to take care of those animals. So like that you don't have to take them with you, but what you can do with them so that they're not in the way and that they're not, as much as people don't want to see the animals probably don't want to see the people. So that way we
Right.
work with you the same, because they get scared people coming into
They
their
do.
house.
They
So,
do. No, absolutely. And that's
yeah.
why I said I've got a Cocker Spaniel. I mean, she's 12 years
Yeah.
old. If you try to touch her,
She
it's piddle
pees.
all over the place. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's a little bit hard that way with the animals for sure. But yeah, do what you guys got to do. And if you can't do a whole weekend like what I said, that's okay. But if your realtor tells you to clean your house,
Clean
it.
your house.
Clean your house. All right. So let's just pretend my house is in escrow, right? So
Yeah.
let me just tell you what some of the struggles are that I've been going through. And I know that
Okay.
every single buyer seller combination is going to go through the same struggles, which is why I think it's so important that we talk about it, because I'm personally experiencing it, right? So my fear is I don't want to put my house on the market because I don't want somebody to want to buy my house. I accept an offer and then I can't find a house
Yes.
that I want to go to. So what I want to do is I want to find a house first and then I want to put my house on the market. But
Your offer
if
won't get
I'm not
accepted.
right, if I'm not fortunate enough to have the money from the equity of my house just sitting in cash in an account somewhere that I don't need to sell my house before I can buy, then that doesn't really go over very well when I'm trying to make offers on houses. Those sellers are like, I'm not going to accept an offer if you don't even have your house on the market yet. You don't even have an offer on your house yet. I'm not going to accept your offer to buy my house. So that puts sellers in a really bad position. So then you're going to put your
Seller
home
buyers.
Yes, seller buyers, correct. Seller buyers, that's what I meant. Puts you in a really bad position because you feel like I'm going to put my house on the market, I'm going to sell it, but then I'm not going to be able to find anything. But if I go the other direction and I find something that I like, but my house isn't on the market, I'm not going to get an offer accepted. So it really is a struggle, and it really is a fear, and it's something that you almost lose sleep over, quite honestly. It's very stressful. And so again, this show is all about bringing you guys education and trying to give you information and trying to make sure that you understand that the feelings that you're going through are normal. Don't beat
Yes.
yourself up for it. Don't think that the way that your head thinks is wrong. How do all these other people do it?
Yeah.
Well, there is a solution to it, right? So
Yeah.
you can list your home and put it on the market, and you can get offers, but you can make sure that your real estate agent is putting it in the MLS that it is contingent. So it is contingent to you finding another property. You're going to have a much better chance at getting an offer accepted by another seller
Correct.
for yourself if you can show them that your house is not only on the market, but that it is pending. So they're going to look up realtor.com or Redfin, just the same way that you've been looking for homes that you want to buy. They're going to look it up to see that your home is on the market, that it's showing is pending, you're already in escrow. It gives them a better sense, a better feeling that your transaction's going to close, which makes them feel better about maybe accepting your offer. Right.
So as a seller that's looking to be a buyer, you're nervous because, like you're saying, I don't want to sell my house and I have nowhere to go. So it is smart to put your home on the market, find out also what you're going to get for it, because you might think, oh, my house is worth $700,000 and you get an offer for $750,000 and you're like, oh, okay, that gives you $50,000 more equity, more buying power when you go to look for a home. Also, you
Could
may
go the other way though.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Right.
You can also go from 700 to 650, which now you're looking at higher end homes and you're not there because you're missing 50,000.
Because you're going to be short. You're going to be short. Right.
So it's really a smart idea to put it on the market, test the waters, see what you're going to get for your home, what that's going to net you out of there. So you have a really good idea when you're going to buy a home, what you're going to qualify for. So you're going to call the lenders and say, okay, now I've got this much money down, which could change the loan. You could go from 10% down to 20% down, whatever it is. So then when you go to buy, you're going to make an offer and you're going to show that seller, look, I'm making you an offer. I'm serious. I'm selling my home. It's in escrow already, and I want to buy your home. And sometimes sellers they'll look at it. They can look at it as, well, you have a contingency, but at the same time, it should show them I'm a serious person. I really have to sell my home.
I have to sell. I have to
buy.
move. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to buy something. To me, it's like somebody who comes in contingent, as long as their buyer is good, it doesn't bother me so much as an agent looking at it, because I know that that person is committed. They put their home on the market. They've marketed it. They found a buyer for it. They've opened escrow on it. And now they're moving on to something else, and they have to move. So they have to move. So it's a good idea. And right now, with a lot of homes being sold multiple offers, it can be a little difficult to get your offer through contingent, but just hang in there, because you will find, the right one. One thing I will mention is, as a seller, sometimes as selling your home, you'll have a buyer come in and say, well, what if we close it and I'll rent the property back to you for free for 60 days? And you're like, ooh, that's really enticing. I have 60 days to find a home. No, you don't. You have 60 days to find and close a home and move. So I want to always make sure to tell people, because I see that a lot and I've seen that a lot, is that, the buyers are willing to give you a certain amount of time to move, and it's enticing. But remember, you have to find a home and close it and be able to move within that time frame. So if they're offering 30 days or 45, that's not going to be enough generally, unless you're already in escrow on a new purchase.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that, because again, I'm going through it.
Yes.
I'm going through the emotions of it right now. And there's very, very little inventory.
Right.
Very
Every
little.
day we're checking multiple times a day.
There's very, very little inventory. So where possibly like 4 or 5 months ago, there was actually more inventory than there is right now today.
Right.
So the chances of you finding a property that you like, getting an offer accepted, and getting closed in 60 days, if the buyer is willing to give you a free rent back, or even if you're willing to pay the rent back, that was a little bit more acceptable. Today, there is very little inventory. So the last thing that you want to do is take a free 60-day rent back. You didn't find a house. You've sold your house, and you don't have anywhere to go. Now you're going to go Now you're going to go rent an apartment. Yes, exactly.
RVs.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back again. If you guys are listening over the weekend and you want to do this with us live, it's always on Wednesdays. We're at 1:00. We're going to send you a link so that you can tune in. All you got to do is text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend For You. WELEND and the number 4. So text the word mom. That way you know when we're on. You guys get the link, and you can click and you can join. You can ask questions. You can put it in the feed. You can call in. You can get transferred to the studio. You can hear your voice on the radio, pre-recorded on Wednesday for the Saturday or Sunday show. So we want to make sure that you guys are interactive and part of this. It's all about education and information for you. We do have, Jeff got on and said, I wish your Aunt Pammy was here to hear this conversation. I know that they've been thinking about selling their house in Florida and possibly relocating. So Uncle Jeff, remember that this is YouTube. So you can tell her when she gets home from work that she needs to absolutely 100% listen to this episode, go to YouTube and watch the show when she gets home. So that way she doesn't miss anything at all. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back at it.
Sounds good.
And we'll go from there. All right, and welcome back. Thanks again. I'm Debbie Marcoux. This is Heather Barkley Kilpatrick.
Hi.
And this is Mortgage Mom Radio. We're bringing you guys all the education you could need for all things real estate and mortgage. We want you guys to be interactive. We want you to ask us your questions. So you've got to do that by putting your question into the feed. If you guys are watching, let us know that you're here. If you haven't said anything yet, we can see that people are watching, but we can't see who you are. So make sure you guys tell us that you're here and wave hi or give us a thumbs up or something. But again, if you have any questions whatsoever, it is an interactive show. Put your question in the feed. We want to answer it for you. That is what we are here for. So right before the break, we were talking about, contingencies, buying, right? So I can tell you that it's really scary. Like, I told you I have a couple of offers on the house right now, and it's almost scary thinking about accepting one of the offers because I haven't been able to locate a house that
Right.
I want yet.
Right.
We've made 3 offers already.
Right.
2 of them, one we're still waiting to hear back, but
Right.
2 of them, there's already been multiple offers. They're going way above list price. I really loved the homes, but I'm very picky. I
Yeah.
want it to be my way. Like some of these homes were absolutely gorgeous. There was nothing that had to be done on the inside. Nothing, literally nothing. But the cabinets were brown and I like white, and the floors were tile and I like wood, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever that it might have been.
Yeah.
And I just know me, and we just went through this complete remodel on my house, right? So now I'm so picky because I want to find something that's either the way I want it or I want to make it the way I want it. And in order for me to do that, it's going to cost a lot of money.
Right.
So for me to go over price and then drop money into it
Right.
to change it
And go through the remodeling process
and go,
itself.
yes, is very, very difficult for me to say, sure, I'll pay more, right?
Yeah.
So I'm having a very difficult time finding another property. That's not to say that another buyer looks at that exact same home and finds it beautiful the way
Right.
that it is, willing to pay $50,000 over because they love it,
Right.
and they're going to move right in and not have to spend a dime, right?
Right, yeah.
So I'm trying to be conscious of what I know that I'm going to want to fix or change, and then what is that going to cost me, and then how where does that put the value of the home truly after I've paid for it and then added,
Right.
right?
Right.
It really puts me way, way up there. So I'm in a position where I've either got to find the perfect home or I've got to get a home at a price that I feel like it's okay for me to do the upgrades and spend the additional money.
Right.
And so it is scary. It's very, very scary for me to think that I'm going to accept an offer on my house, but I haven't found a house for me yet.
Right.
And so that's where selling the home with the contingency comes into play very well,
Right.
because that person that is buying my house is fully aware that we are not going to sell this house unless I find a home of choice.
So let me kind of back up, because I'm taking for granted that people know what a contingency listing or purchase is. So basically what a contingency is you're buying the property contingent on something happening, or you're selling your property contingent on something happening.
Subject to.
And that's what I was just going to
Yeah.
say. Contingent means subject to. So basically, when you're listing your home for sale and you want to find a home for sale, you can list your home for sale contingent upon you finding a new home, or subject to you finding a new home. And in the contract, it says if you cannot locate a new home, you don't have to sell your home. And it's awesome because it allows you to go out there and sell your home and look for another one. But if for some reason you just try and you can't find that home, you are not sold, like you do not have to go through with the sale of your home. You are not homeless. And that's the big thing. So then when you're buying contingent or subject to, what that means is, look, I'm making this offer on your home to buy it, subject to me selling my home. So you're telling the seller of that home, look, I want to buy your home, but I can only buy it if my property sells.
Right.
Now, this doesn't hold you to it the whole time. At a certain point, once you sell your home and find another one, you're going to remove that contingency. Now, just because you're removing the contingency to find a home doesn't mean you're still stuck on it. You can still have a contingency to do what we call close concurrent, or which means close them at the same time. Here in California, especially in Los Angeles, we can't close them at the same time. It has to be a couple days apart. But you know, when you come down to it, that both properties are recording and closing escrow. So you would record your sale first. Escrow has to transfer the money to the new escrow for the new sale. It does take a couple days to get that all worked out and close it, usually about 3 days. You're going to transfer money.
Sometimes it depends.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it quicker than that. Here in LA County, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit
Yes.
harder because you have to fund a loan one day,
And
record the
next
next. There's
day.
many
Right.
states and
They all do them
other
the same
counties
time.
that
Yeah.
everything happens at the same time.
Yes.
My absolute favorite states to work in are the attorney states, like Tennessee. No, Tennessee's actually not an attorney state,
Yeah,
but
I have one there right now.
do you? Okay. I didn't think it was. But Illinois is an attorney
yeah?
state, for example. So you literally sign your paperwork, the
And you're
lender
done.
funds, you're done, everything same day.
Yeah.
Those can close immediately. But the real estate agents can write into the contract,
Yes.
close of escrow plus 3, for
Yes.
example, so that you've got that 3 days for your other house to close.
Yeah, that's
so
a
that
good
you can
point.
get moving in, right?
Yeah. So what you're talking about is when you sell your home, you are allowed possession in that home after the sale for whatever specified in the contract. So sometimes you'll see close of escrow plus 2 days. That means you can stay in possession for the close of escrow plus 2 days after that. Just know if you're contingent and your new purchase is closing contingent, you're going to need more than 3 days.
Right.
Usually about 5 or 6.
Right. All right. So we've got Cindy jumped in. She said, I work with you and still learn so much from your shows. Love you, ladies. Thank you, Cindy. We
Thanks,
love
Cindy.
you too. And you were great on last week's show. And then Christian A says, what are the chances for a loan being a part-timer, making about $35,000 a year? So I'm not sure what her question is. What are the chances for a loan being a part-timer? She might be talking about a loan officer. So I'm not sure. Christian, if you want to put in there again, maybe clarify a little bit what your question is, I'm happy to answer it for you. I'm guessing that maybe you're talking about coming into the mortgage industry, but making about $35,000 a year.
I'm guessing
maybe
that-
getting a loan
Yes.
for somebody working part-time.
I'm guessing he or she, I don't know, wants to know if they work part-time
Well, Christian
and
can be
make.
both, but I
That's
can
why
actually see the
said-
picture. I think she's a girl. I
Got
think.
it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm taking it as
I mean,
she
it's
works.
this big. I can barely see.
She works-
Trust me, these old eyes are straining to see it, but I'm feeling like I see long hair. That's about all I can see.
I
long
agree
hair
with
and
you.
glasses, right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're calling you a boy or a girl and you're not,
Just
we're sorry.
correct us.
Correct us, please. So yes, no,
I'm
you're actually right.
thinking
Maybe she's talking about
part-time.
can you get a loan if
Yeah.
you work a part-time
Yeah.
job? Yes, we can use your income to get you a loan if you have a part-time job. Obviously, you're going to qualify for what you qualify for based on what your income is per year.
And depending on what state too,
Right. Well,
because they
this-
can buy more in a different state.
well, yes, correct. But my point is, obviously I can't tell her right now, I could qualify you for any loan that you want. You're going to qualify
go.
for the loan
Yeah.
based on the income that you earn. But a
Yes.
part-time job is absolutely fine. It's not an issue whatsoever. We can use part-time income. So if you have further questions and you want more advice, keep asking your questions in the feed. Thank you so much for following. Or get yourself an appointment, book an appointment, get that free consultation, talk with me, talk with one of the loan officers on the team, and make sure that you get everything that you need to know answered so we can get you moving in the right direction. So I love it. She says, home buying alone. So you were right. Heather was right. Debbie was wrong. And she says, sorry, that's okay. Do not apologize. And then
Nope.
she said, female, LOL.
Oh, you're right. See, you were right.
See, I was right.
Or
I was right on that
50-50.
one. Yep, 50-50. But
Thank
again,
you so much.
we can barely see like literally the circles with the pictures in it are so tiny, and then the screen is so far away
Yes.
that my old eyes just aren't good. So I apologize. I didn't mean to offend anybody whatsoever. But thank you so much for asking that question, and I hope we answered it for you. But keep them coming if you've got more. Again, this is Mortgage Mom Radio. It's all about education, information, getting you guys through the process, making it a little bit easier for you, answering the questions that you need to know, getting you on the right path, getting you that
Yeah.
plan. You need that game plan. You need to know where you need to go. Getting the credit under control before you start the next process. I mean, one thing I'm going to throw in there really quick is interest rates are on the way up. I mean, they've already come out and they've already said they're anticipating they're going to start to move that Federal Reserve prime rate in the second half of next year, 2022. They have to for inflation and everything else that's going on. So we're going to start to see interest rates go up. And if you've got a home and you need to refinance and you haven't done it yet, you need to get on the ball. If you're waiting because you don't have the income or you don't have the credit or there's something that's making you feel like you can't get qualified, if you start right now, if you book an appointment right now and you get that free call with us, we are going to help you. We're going to create a game plan. We're going to work with you and your scenario to get you to the finish line so that we can turn around and get you in a loan, get you locked in, and get you that lower interest rate before it's too late. You are going to be very, very, very upset if you have a higher interest rate and you never took advantage and then the rates go back up again. And let me just tell you, it's not if they go back up. The question is when they are going to go back up. So I know we're on a purchase subject today. We're talking purchases and buying homes and selling homes. And
I was going to ask you a question. So as a buyer and knowing what you know
do you
in
guys
this
hear?
business.
Do you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
the stress level, right? And I do this every day.
Yeah.
So it is okay if you're going through the same thing
Totally.
to feel really, really flustered.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is the biggest, not selling, but buying?
Yes.
What is the biggest problem or issue you've found so far?
So far, I think the hardest thing for me has been actually finding a home.
Yeah.
There's, you set me up on a drip system so that every time that a property comes available for sale that's within my parameters,
Right.
my bedroom count, my bathroom count, square
range,
footage, price range, location, right? We put all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
And I'm watching every single day. I'm like literally checking my email every 2 minutes, especially over the weekends, hoping
Yes.
people are going to list their house over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, and you have literally and it's automated, right? You're
Yeah.
doing loans, you're working for me,
Yeah.
but you're a licensed
I have
realtor,
the perk
so
of
you've
being a
got the
licensed
perk.
realtor. So
Yes, and
yes.
having that drip system that you
Yes.
could put me on, right? So I have not gotten a new email from you in over a
days.
week. Oh no,
It's been a week.
It's been a week. In a week, nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that's been the hardest thing. And what's really hard about that is that you then start looking at homes that are on the market that you know
wouldn't-
that you wouldn't
yeah,
typically look
yeah.
at. And you're trying to get your brain to twist around, well, how could I make that work? I really want a pool. We have a pool now. It's really important for me to keep that. We really use it a lot with my little guy. It's something that's really good for him, even with therapies. So we need to have one. And I'm starting to look at well, should I look at a home that it's got a big enough yard to put one in? And then I'm like, oh my goodness.
You're sacrificing things.
Right.
for
And then
other
I'm like,
things,
I
yeah.
just can't do that. So I
Settling.
need to calm myself down and I need to tell myself the right home will come on the market. If it's not the right time to buy and sell, it's not the right time. It's going to show me it's not the right time. I have to be patient. And when you want to do it, it's really hard to be patient, and it's really hard to not want to have the gratification immediately, the instant gratification. So I have to keep slowing myself down and saying, there's nothing there, we're going to be calm. There's nothing there, we're going to be calm. We don't have an offer on the house yet, but that's okay because there's nothing there yet. I'm going to be calm. So that's, I would say, has probably been the most trying piece of it all.
I have people say, real fast, they'll say, oh, I want to get qualified, but I don't want to buy till the beginning of the year. And I'm like, you need to get qualified now because sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do if you have, something that you need to work on or whatever. But also the minute somebody says to me, I want to start looking at the beginning of the year, that means they're already looking. They're on Realtor, they're on Red, wherever they're at. So you need to get qualified to make sure that if that house comes on the market, you're ready to go, because we're talking about offers. They're wanting to see pre-qualifications,
Yeah,
that.
you can't even go see the house without it.
Be prepared for that too.
Yeah, so don't anybody go anywhere if you guys are watching YouTube right now, and we're going to actually round it up just for the radio, for the sound that goes out on Saturdays. So if you guys are listening and you guys want to be interactive, you want to be part of the show, it's every Wednesday. It's at 1 o'clock. The best way to know that we are live is to get a text message once a week. I swear I don't bomb you. It is once a week with a link so that you can actually click in and be part of the show. So that's 844-935-3634. Text the word mom. 844 we lend for you. That's WELEND and the number 4. We hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'd love you to be live with us on Wednesdays, and we'll see you guys all next week. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, so we're back. I didn't want anybody to go anywhere, but we have to cut the sound for radio. You guys watching by YouTube, thank you so much for staying involved. Jen, we've missed quite a few comments, so I need you to actually scroll up the screen for me so that I can read them. So we kind of went down a few. So we've got right there. You're good. So it says, Christopher says, I recently spoke with a lender to see what I qualify for a loan based on my current salary of $37,000 a year, and if I'm eligible for an FHA or home ready loan, but said I can't buy on my own because I have two, and then scroll down, because I have 2 auto loans under my name, but one is for my girlfriend who is paying for the vehicle since it's for her. I just used my credit so she can get a vehicle but didn't co-sign. Is this really an issue? So this is actually really great. It's a great question. And Christopher, thank you so much for being willing to put that out there and for people to hear it. This is very, very important. So number one, if you co-sign for somebody, not a mortgage, but an auto loan, a credit card, a personal loan, a student loan, we have to be able to show that that other person has been making the payment for the last 12 months. So that's whether or not you do it completely 100% by yourself or whether you co-sign. It doesn't matter if they are on the loan with you or not, as long as it is not a mortgage. A mortgage has a different set of rules. But with your auto loan that you got the loan for her to get her better financing and she makes the payment, if she has made the last 12 months of payments, we can exclude the debt as long as we can prove she made the payments. Not writing a check to you, not a joint account that you and her have together. She needs to write the check to the bank directly from a sole and separate bank account. So keep that in mind. She hasn't owned the car for 12 months. So if you haven't had that loan outstanding for 12 months yet, we cannot exclude that debt. It is a hard 12 months. We don't care if you just bought it. So keep that in mind when you guys get to 12 months. Make sure she's making the payment, she's sending the check, and you guys have 12 months. Once you do, we can get that documentation, we can exclude that loan from your debt, and we can qualify you without that car loan. FHA, Home Ready, those are just programs that we're going to choose which one works best for you. 3% down with Home Ready. You've got to have a little bit better credit score, but it's conventional. FHA, 3.5% down. You can have a lower credit score. We're just going to determine which program works best for you. But as far as the debt goes and the loan goes, that's the information about the auto loan. Mortgages are different. And if anybody has a question about mortgages and whether we can exclude the debt to qualify, just ask the question in the feed and then I'll come back to that one because we've got some other comments that are already going on. So thank you so much for that question. And if I didn't answer something that you asked, please go ahead and ask again, put it back into the feed. So we've got, I've got a thank you ladies up above Christopher's second message that we missed. Okay, Christian, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Tracy jumps on and says, do you think we are going to see home prices make a huge dip like they did in 2008? The answer to that question, Tracy, is no, I do not. And if you actually go to, you're on my YouTube, but go to last week's show and literally watch that show. We talked all about what we expect to happen, what we see rates doing, what we see home values doing. We talked all about it. That was the entire episode last week. Yes. So I won't make this show this week today a 2-hour show by going back into that again, but you can go back to last week's episode and you can watch that. I get this question in almost every single show. I love it. But Tracy, thank you for jumping on and asking that question. If you want to know more, ask another question in the feed. I am happy to answer it for you. Okay, so then we've got Chris says again, because I take care of the other auto loan, but we've both been on time with the payment. So he says, what's the best way to find a home? Question mark. So scroll for me, Jen. Okay, hold on. So I answered Christopher's question about the car payment. So I think we're past that piece. Then he says, what's the best way to find a home?
That's
website?
Christian. She's back. Christian.
Oh, Christian's back. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I thought that was Christopher again.
It depends on when you want to buy, I think. So if you're just getting your feet in that pool of buying and you don't even know what's out there, websites are great. Zillow's a good one. Realtor.com's a good one. Redfin's good. It depends on the type of platform that you like. I honestly use Zillow because I can search by maps and I like that.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can reach out and talk with a realtor. If you don't have one, we have people we can recommend for you. And like we said, I put Debbie on a drip system. So as agents, they have the ability to talk with you, discuss what you're looking for, and put you on a drip system so that you're getting automated emails from them that when a property comes on the market or is going to be coming on the market or has come back on the market or had a price reduction, you will get an email and it will be a property that is specified to what you're looking for. So those are really the best ways. If you just getting your feet wet, Zillow, Realtor, any of those. But if you're a little bit more serious, if you've talked with us and we've got an idea of what price range you want, then I would really reach out to a realtor and get some more specific information and homes towards what you're looking for.
Yeah, honestly, and what I have actually found from what you did for me by putting me on that drip system.
Because you were searching every day.
I was searching every single day. Every
I said, what
single
are you doing?
day, right. But what I have found, though, is that I'm getting more information from your listing updates than what I'm finding on any of the other consumer websites. So what it is that the minute it's available, I'm getting that email.
Yeah.
And I found that Sometimes the others
24 hours
are
or
about
something?
24
Yeah.
hours behind in saying, oh, brand new, just listed 15 minutes ago, when it was actually 24 hours
Yes.
earlier that it
Yes.
was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So you are going to have more information, getting it sent to you directly from the realtor. Believe me when I tell you this, they cannot tell the MLS that you want white cabinets, that you want this or that you want that. Okay, they can't.
No.
All they can do is tell them the
Yeah.
basics. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,800 plus square feet,
Price range.
price range, neighborhoods, zip codes, square footage of the lot, if that's important to you. So they can give it specifics. And when it sends you a doghouse and you go, I told her I didn't want to fix her. Why
Yeah.
is she sending me this?
Yes.
They can't select what's going out to you automated, but you are getting it faster than being able to search on your own, and what you're getting from the public websites that the consumers have access to. So if you don't have a real estate agent, we can get you connected with one.
Yes.
We are licensed in numerous states. We're doing loans in Washington, Arizona, California, Oregon, Idaho, Texas, Tennessee, Illinois,
Nevada,
Florida,
Colorado.
Nevada, Colorado. We're doing them everywhere. If I might have even missed a couple. If you need to get a real estate agent in a certain state, you don't have one, all you've got to do is reach out. Again, send me an email through the questions at mortgagemomradio.com. Go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com, click the contact us button. You can click on the appointment button, make an appointment for that free consultation, and we'll make sure that we get, during the phone call, we'll get you all ready to go. So we can definitely help you in that regard. And that's why I say that this show is all things real estate and mortgage. We're going to get you to the right agent. We're going to teach you all about buying a house. We're going to get you qualified for that mortgage. We're going to talk about cleaning up that credit and doing that credit repair. We're bringing you the information as we've got it, and we're making sure that you guys are more prepared than a usual borrower and buyer. And so it's a little bit less stressful for you at the end of the day.
And that goes back to too, the people that are looking at, maybe not right now. And I'll be honest, the holidays are a difficult sell time. They always have been. The market always tends to slow down as far as listings coming on the market in the fall season, because a lot of sellers want to decorate their homes for the holidays. They have family coming over. So generally the kids are back in school. It typically slows down at this time. But I will tell you this, the buyers and the sellers that are out there are super serious about buying and selling. They're not testing the water like, oh, let's put my house on the market and see what I can get, and maybe I'll take an offer, maybe not. No, they're on the market during the holidays. They've got friends and family coming over. They're decorated. They got maybe kids and treats and whatever. They are on the market for a reason. They're relocating. They need a bigger home. They need a smaller home, just like you. So I will tell you, the people that are out there tend to be a little bit more serious. I've found in over 30 years.
Oh,
typically.
absolutely. If they're willing to do it during the holidays, they're definitely serious, which is great. Okay, so let's go back up. I did see Dad jumped in and said, hi, sorry I'm late. Had to deal with the air conditioning guy again. He's been having some major problems with the air conditioning in his house.
How's
but
that humidity?
hey, just another reason to sell your house, Dad. Move to California.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we've got Chris jumped in and said, of course, yes, that vehicle will actually be paid off this coming March 2022.
You should make a comment about vehicles being paid off real fast, just to touch on that. So like if they have a vehicle that's going to be paid off in less than 10 months,
right,
and it's not a lease,
right, then we don't even have to count the debt against you for qualifying.
There
so
you go,
what
Christopher.
it sounds to me, Christopher, is like you need to get an appointment with us, schedule it, get a free consultation, let us talk to you, let us go through the debts, let us figure out what you qualify for, and get you on the right path. So, if we tell you we can exclude the debt, we can exclude it. If we tell you this is how much that you qualify for, we're pretty accurate. So just get on the books, give us a call, and let us help you. It sounds like you didn't really get information that was accurate. So, okay, so then we're going to do, Christian says, will realtors help with a pre-approval? Realtors do not do mortgage. Heather is the exception to the rule. She was a realtor for 30, almost 30 years.
Yes.
I will not totally age her, almost 30 years.
That's fine.
And she has now decided to come into mortgage, so to do the switch. So I have the benefit of having a licensed realtor working for me that can give the education, the information. She's got the drip system. She's got access to the MLS, but she's not actually actively selling homes. She is actually working for us doing loans.
Right.
But most real estate agents cannot do a pre-approval. They are not licensed to do it. They are not educated to do it. And quite frankly, you should not be working with a real estate agent that is doing both your lending and you're selling.
Yeah, it's not good.
So it is not good. You need to have two separate people. You need one person that all they are doing is focusing on your loan and getting your financing put together. And you need one person who is focusing on the sale of the home. And you need to have the person focusing on the sale to be all in it for you as the buyer. This property has problems. We need to back out. You shouldn't be buying it. And you should have one person that is focusing on the financing. This is the best interest rate I can give you. This is the loan program that you should be doing. No, you don't qualify for this loan. You went too far up. You went way above your head. You need people that are focusing on both things to make sure that you're getting taken care of.
And you
correctly.
mentioned inspections and stuff. One of the big things I will mention is you do need somebody who's going to act on your behalf. When you are choosing a realtor, I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. That you want to make sure you're going to have somebody who acts on your behalf and not just trying to get that home sold. I see a lot on the lending side of it. I hear it from people where, they buy a home and it needs repairs and they're like, well, my realtor's telling me I just have to sign off on this and the seller's not going to make any repairs. What do I do? And, no, they need to be there to advocate for you. If you are not comfortable moving forward with a home that needs repairs or something, you really need to, make sure that somebody knows that. And somebody who's doing your purchase and your loan might, have a little problem with that. So you always want to make sure that you have a big, broad team working for you.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get to the last question we've got here, and then we're gonna call it a day.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Tracy gets back on. She says, "How accurate do you think the home values are on the websites?" So I'm going to assume she's talking Redfin, Realtor.com. I would say they're close.
Yeah. So a lot of the sites, depending on where you're at in the United States, a lot of the sites are based off of the MLS system or an IDX system. So they pull that information directly from our MLS systems, which is why I can get it to you faster than they can. But in each state, it's a little bit different. It's what they have agreed upon in each association of realtors. So the one thing that I find the biggest problem with prices, and you'll agree with this, is it's not necessarily the price of the home, it's the calculation of the taxes on the home.
Yes.
So when you're looking at Zillow and it's calculating a price for you or what
a
have
monthly
you,
payment.
Yes.
Right. It's using the seller's current taxes, not what your buyer taxes will be. Many times we see that. Maybe they fixed it and we haven't noticed. I don't know. But that is usually pretty wrong. But I would say that it's pretty accurate. I see sometimes that it's higher than what it should be, and I see other times that it's lower than what it should be. It's doing its best to calculate based off of your square footage, the most recent closings in your neighborhood. They don't know if your home is fully remodeled and the last one that closed wasn't. They don't know if you have a pool and the last one that closed didn't, or if the last one that closed had a pool and was fully remodeled and yours is not, and you haven't. You have no backyard, nothing's done. It's dirt, and you haven't upgraded the house since 1972. It doesn't know that, so it's close. It's a very good estimate. It's very close, but it's not exact. You definitely need to talk with an expert to find out exactly what your home is valued at. She says, "I would hate to pay for an appraisal fee only to find out it was way higher or lower than I expected for the loan." So that's a great call, Tracy. I mean, you are absolutely right. You don't want to start a refinance. You don't want to start a purchase to find out that you are way overpaying, or you think your home is worth more than what it is. You order and you pay for an appraisal, and the value doesn't come in where it needs to come in, and you are trying to do something like pull out cash or get rid of mortgage insurance. Those are the things that we're going to actually talk to you about in detail before we take the application, before we order that appraisal. And we're going to give you that opportunity. Hey, this is what we see. I don't know that you're going to get the value that you think you're going to get. 100%, it's your call. Do you want to spend the $500, $600 on the appraisal fee in hopes that we're going to save you X amount of dollars per month, or in hopes that we can get you X amount of dollars in cash out, or in hopes that you can buy this house without bringing in money over and beyond your down payment, right? So it's a great question. We're going to talk about that. We're going to make sure that we're guiding you and we're educating you. And at the end of the day, it comes down to you making the best decision for you and whether or not you decide to move forward and spend the money and get that appraisal ordered.
And sometimes if you just bought your home about a year ago, it might still show that value that you purchased your home at. So if you bought it, say for $600,000, it might show $600,000 or $610,000. It's doing that because you're a recent sale. So that might not be accurate. That might be where people are seeing it inaccurate.
Right. Absolutely. So once again, I just want to make sure everybody knows we are Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. This is Heather Barkley Kilpatrick. We are here to help you, my entire team. We are here to help you, educate you, and get you ready for whatever financing or real estate transaction that you're trying to do. Again, all real estate and mortgage. We are not helping you with, credit cards and student loans and things of that nature. But we are here to try to make it a little bit better, a little bit easier, and a little bit less frustrating by bringing you the education that you need. We want to help you. We want you to call us. It is a free consultation. Call the number. It's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. Same exact phone number to text the word mom. That way you get a link once a week so that you know when we are live. Same exact phone number to call the office. Same exact number to book an appointment. Same exact number if you guys want to call in during the show while we're recording to get your voice on air. So you could do all of those things with that one phone number. If you guys liked the show, you enjoyed the information, please give us a thumbs up. It really does helps the algorithm. It helps us get our name out there a little bit more and helps our video come up when people are searching for this subject. So please, please, please do that. Subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Make sure you click all. That way you do also know when we go live if you don't opt in to get the link. So we hope this was a good one. We hope it was educational. You guys all have an amazing week.
Stay tuned next week to see if you accept an offer on your house.
You guys will find out next week. Have I found a house yet? Did I accept an offer? Is my house in escrow? Am I still panicking? We will be back next week. We hope you guys all have an amazing weekend, and we'll talk with you all real soon.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.